So I figured out that I would do a little video for you guys just on how my time in Virginia went, as a lot of you guys help fundraise for me to come here, and so I figured out that I would do a video for you guys to kind of tell you what's been happening if you guys don't follow me on social. But definitely this trip has been a lot of ups and downs, I would say. But if you first don't know, I came to Virginia for 3 months for an internship with Fellowship of Christian Athletes, doing an internship with photography and social media in the Battlefield area. I was very iffy about coming, but then once I came, it's like I said, there's a lot of ups and downs. So I came, it's kind of weird because I'm filming this when I'm leaving, so it's technically, I'm just gonna say it's Friday because it's technically Thursday night, but to me, in my mind, it's a Friday. So Friday, so today is actually when my boss is gonna be picking me up to go out, and I'm gonna stay at his place, and then we're all gonna go to camp on Saturday morning, I believe. And that's the bigger camp that I was originally planned in here for. But there was also a para camp and a lacrosse camp that I went to, and a few other events here and there with FCA. I did a staff retreat, I think is what it was called, that I went and took photos, but also I don't know, kind of saw what the staff people do if I did want to come on staff. And so yeah, so there's just a little bit of events that I've went to different events and stuff in camps. And so yeah, as I mentioned, competitors camp is coming up very, very soon. It's actually this Saturday. And so I'll be going there to take photos of athletes and coaches and campers, and just being a part of that team to help not only for the camp to take photos, but also for the socials, and also there's a lot of different media media team that I'll be meeting too when I get up there. So maybe I will do another video on how that camp goes. But so far it's been pretty good here. Kind of, I said, there's a lot of up and downs, but the gist of it was that when I first came here, I came here April 1st, April Fool's Day, and then it's kind of odd because as my time leaving, I'm kind of remembering everything when I first came here. I'm it doesn't, for me, it doesn't feel 3 months have went by, but at the same time I know it has, but it still doesn't. But yeah, I remember coming in these doors, unpacking, and now to think I'm packing to go out the doors. It's so odd. But yeah, and so my boss Mike came and picked me up, and then we met Scott at the office, and we talked about camps and also the schools that I'll be going to, that I did go to. And so yeah, I went to a different amount of schools throughout all areas. I went to some in the Battlefield area. I also went to some all the way out in Culpeper. And if you're in Virginia, you know how very different how far away those are. But yeah, and so it was fun going to different schools, taking photos, and just being a part of that and seeing each huddles and seeing what they do, because each huddle was different. It varies between a lot of students that would go and show up, or a lot of them was also just the huddle leaders or whatever that runs it. They had like student meetings, I guess. So there was like regular huddles, student meetings I went to, and all of these. But yeah, it was just cool to see like the differences of like each school and also compare it to like the huddles back in Washington State. But yeah, so I did the schools when I first came, and then since this is a part-time thing, between FCA, I had to find another job. And when we used to live here, I used to work at a sushi place called Sushi Cola. And so I actually got that job back. And so I went back working for them, saw my old friends, and also met a lot of new people too, which has been a big plus to going back there. But yeah, it was definitely fun getting to like reconnect with some of my old friends that I used to work with and stuff. But when I say that being here is kind of an up and down scenario, is that one Wednesday night, it was May 21st, I believe. I know it was a Wednesday, but I'm pretty sure it was the 21st. I don't know. I think it was the 21st. I know the time though, at 9:40 p.m. I was on the way home from work and I got in a car accident. My first car accident. And apparently I learned that throughout the whole Vickelman family, it is the first car accident of my family. So I am the first apparently. But I was fine. As you can tell, I'm alive. So, but yeah, the accident, it was kind of like nerve-wracking just because like one, I didn't know like what I would do next from there, and I feel like I was kind of thinking earlier this morning and the other day actually, just like if I didn't have that car accident, and like a lot of like what ifs, I guess, type of scenarios. And I guess too, like through the car accident, I was like, oh, well, what am I gonna do now? And then I guess looking back, like how things lined up-ish in a way, it kind of helped. But yeah, and so my accident happened, and so thank you to everyone, my friends, my co-workers, my FCA staff. Thank you for willing to drive me around to places. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so thank you to you guys. But no, yeah, I would say definitely after that accident, I kept thinking, I was like, should I stay here? Should I go back to Washington? Don't have a vehicle. I can't really do much without a vehicle. And it was just a little bit tough for me at that time, just because I was thinking too, like I had no family over here, and so it was hard too at that time because one, it was my first car accident, but also two, like what do I do, like how do I like pay this and that, and also like I don't know, see if I had to go to like urgent care or like the doctors and get all this stuff fixed out. But luckily I had some of my FCA staff members help me out with that, which was a huge blessing. So thank you guys for that. But yeah, I guess like after the car accident, my good friend volunteered and just said, hey, if you still want to keep working at Sushi Cola, she was willing to drive me, so thank you. And so I kept working, and then I did FCA stuff back and forth, and then I would say lacrosse camp came up, and so I went to the lacrosse camp, and it was actually really cool because I got to reconnect with two of my friends and my sister's friend from basketball when we used to live here, and also volleyball. And also we used to go to the same church too. But it was cool just like reconnect with them and just see them. But can I tell you, they are good at lacrosse. I could tell that they definitely wanted to like play, but there's a lot of like kids underage that couldn't play, so they did have to take it a little bit slow, but I could see them coaching one day, just saying that. They're pretty good. But yeah, it was cool just to be connecting with them. Also too, before my car accident, when I had my car, I did go to a church called Revive. It was really good, actually. I would say if you're in like the Virginia area and if you want to check out churches, I would go there. They actually have a school too. And so actually, when I went to the church, I heard about this like preview day and another preview day, and then I met these two friends that I'm still in contact with. And so it was just cool to see how those connections work too a little. And so I did get to hang out with them here and there, with my two friends here and there, like outside of church and stuff. And so that was kind of cool. But anyway, going back. But yeah, after lacrosse camp, I was just working at my sushi job. And then I believe, I don't know if there's any like schools after that. I think after the lacrosse camp-ish, it was kind of like when it was dying down, and then it picked back up because it was power camp. And I gotta say, I was not, there's a bug in here, I'm sorry. I was not planning on coaching until I found out like at a meeting that I was at, and they're just having a meeting about camp and like how everything's gonna go, and I'm gonna be going around taking photos. If you want to see those photos, I'll probably put a few on here actually at the end. And also you can go to my photography account or the Battlefield FCA account and see all of the fun posts that I did. But yeah, I was not planning on coaching the media team because I was just told I would be going around taking photos. But I would say it was fun in its own ways to be coaching the media team. Just gonna put it like that. But I would say it was pretty good. But I wish, in some ways, I wish I didn't really coach, but I also did. Iffy, just because since I was coaching, I wasn't able to go off campus to go to soccer, swim, kayaking, and I don't know what other sports that was off campus, but all the off campus sports I was not able to take photos of. And so if there is no photos of your off campus, like swimming, kayaking, and soccer, if there's not that much photos of you guys, I'm sorry, because I couldn't go off campus. So that's mainly why you see volleyball, basketball, football, and archery. Oh, and cheerleading. Oh, there's also field hockey off campus too. But yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get to you guys. But that would have been some cool photos. But I don't know, maybe next year I'll be back for that week. But yeah, power camp was fun. It was just cool to see all of the students. It's just crazy to see like just that 1 week, even like back in Washington when I would go to that camp and be a huddle leader and all of this. It's just cool to see how like 1 week with like no phone, well, other than media team, no phones and stuff, like no distractions for the students or campers. Like it's cool to see like how like relationships can build off of that. And it was just cool because like for me doing like media and stuff like during like the chapel and worship time, it was cool because usually I don't know how it would have looked here just because I've never done a camp. I mean, I did do power camp once over here when we used to live here, but I don't know, in my way I would kind of figure like the kids are shy, this is like them going to camp and this and that. But no, it's cool to see like them talk, like the campers talking, building a relationship, and throughout the week just getting deeply into the songs and worshiping. And when I was going around taking photos and videos, it was just cool to see like the huddle leaders comforting the campers in some areas, just as I saw a lot of, not a lot, but like I saw a few teary-eyed people at camp during like the worship chapel time, and it was just cool just to see how you grow a bond within a week. And yeah, and so I gotta say that probably because coming here, I didn't know anyone other than my one friend Vermilia and my cousins in Culpeper, but other than that, I mean, I know some people around that we used to know when we used to live here, but other than that, I didn't really have close connections. And so definitely going to the Revived Church and meeting those two people, it was just really cool to talk to them and connect. Also at Power Camp, I met someone and it was really cool. Shout out to her because she does a lot of behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, and also she's been driving me around too, and so thank you for that. And then yeah, and now here I am. I'm about to go to competitors camp. I'm gonna try and guess it's probably not the same as Power Camp, but a little bit kind of similar, because I've never been to a competitors camp, and it's for 18, I don't really know, for older kids, I gotta say. But yeah, and so that's a little life update of me in Virginia. Hopefully I didn't ramble too long, and hopefully this makes sense for y'all. But yeah, maybe after competitors camp, when I'm back at home, I will make a video on how that camp went, and also just seeing all the differences through each camps. And I don't know, in some ways I do wish that camp was longer than a week, just because I feel by Wednesday, Thursday-ish, when camp ends, even for Power Camp too, when camp ends, I feel kids are making great connections and getting to build that bond and being able to hang out with their friends more and more. But I don't know. And at least I guess it's something to look forward to for next summer, maybe, for the campers. But also, I don't know, maybe I'll be back for that 1 week. But yeah, that's my little update. And for those that did help donate for me to fundraise to come, I appreciate your guys' donations. As you guys probably got a thank you card in the mail. If you did not, I am sorry. But yeah, that's a little update about Virginia and life over here for 3 months now. But anywho, I will talk to y'all later about competitors camp.